For over half a century, the frozen landscapes, dense pine forests, and shattered urban battlefields of the world's most unforgiving conflict zones have been haunted by a single iconic silhouette. Born in the deepest paranoid depths of the Cold War, the SVD Dragunov was undeniably a mechanical masterpiece of its time, providing reliable semi-automatic precision and lethal overwatch capabilities to Soviet infantry squads across the globe. Characterized by its long, slender barrel, iconic wooden thumbhole stock, and the legendary PSO-1 optical sight, the Dragunov was feared by its enemies and revered by its operators. But the relentless, brutal nature of modern warfare never stops evolving. Today's multi-dimensional battle spaces are exponentially faster, vastly more lethal, and technologically demanding, requiring a weapon system that totally transcends the inherent limitations of stamped sheet metal and archaic wooden furniture. The modern sniper or designated marksman no longer operates statically from a single concealed trench. They are highly mobile, dynamic hunters transitioning rapidly from vast open mountain valleys requiring 1,000-meter ballistic engagements to claustrophobic, dark urban corridors demanding extreme close-quarters maneuverability in a matter of hours. The legendary Dragunov, with its immense unwieldy length, outdated ergonomics, and most importantly, its fatal inability to reliably hold a modern heavy optics zero due to its thin vibrating dust cover mounting system, could no longer meet the brutal, unforgiving demands of the 21st century Special Operations Forces. The Russian military-industrial complex fully recognized this dangerous, shifting paradigm. Deep within the heavily fortified, heavily guarded walls of the legendary Kalashnikov concern factory in the industrial heartland of Izhevsk, a completely new era of mechanical precision was being quietly forged in the shadows. The classified mission directive was crystal clear design, a next-generation designated marksman rifle that flawlessly retains the legendary unstoppable muddy water reliability of the Kalashnikov lineage, but engineered from the ground up with the surgical sub-minute of angle, accuracy, deep modularity, and advanced human ergonomics of a top-tier Western sniper platform. The breathtaking result of this relentless, uncompromising pursuit of mechanical perfection is the weapon you see before you today. This is the SVCh Chukavin. It is not merely a subtle evolution or a cosmetic modernization of an old platform. It is a complete ground-up revolution in Russian small arms design philosophy. To truly understand the lethal majesty and the terrifying potential of the SVCh Chukavin, we must completely strip away the battlefield myths, propaganda, and rumors, and look directly at the raw, unyielding mathematics of its digital creation. The journey of this weapon begins not in a fiery roaring forge, but in the cold, mathematically precise realm of digital engineering and supercomputing. Guided by the brilliant minds of weapon architects like Professor Harrison, a man whose intense blue eyes and silver executive pen have overseen the birth of modern tactical supremacy, the Chukavin was born in the digital matrix. Using advanced three-dimensional holographic simulations and artificial intelligence structural optimization, Russian engineers modeled every single microscopic stress point, every fractional degree of thermal expansion, and every chaotic high-pressure gas dynamic, long before the very first piece of physical steel was ever cut by a machine. They envisioned and tested a weapon built on a revolutionary monolithic inverted U-shaped upper receiver. This thick, heavy-duty structural backbone is the absolute core secret of the Chukavin's supremacy. By CNC machining the entire upper receiver and the full-length continuous top Picatinny rail from a single solid massive billet of high-grade Russian steel, the engineering team ensured that the mounting platform for heavy optical sights and night vision devices remains absolutely, perfectly rigid. When the weapon fires, there is zero flex, zero shift, and zero harmonic distortion transferring to the glass. When a Spetsnaz sniper firmly mounts a massive high-magnification matte black Schmidt and Bender optic to that solid steel rail, it essentially becomes a permanent, unmovable extension of the barrel itself, guaranteeing that the point of aim is exactly the point of impact, every single time. Moving from the sterile digital realm to the deafening, chaotic reality of the factory floor, the physical creation of the SVCh is a breathtaking symphony of extreme industrial violence and microscopic precision. Massive autonomous robotic computer numerical control machines submerge solid blocks of raw steel in flowing milky white cooling fluid, carving out the complex geometry of the upper receiver with diamond-tipped drill bits spinning at tens of thousands of revolutions per minute. The barrel, the true beating heart and soul of any sniper rifle, is born through the brutal, uncompromising process of cold hammer forging. A colossal 100-ton rotary hydraulic forge violently and repeatedly compresses a red-hot steel cylinder around a precision tungsten mandrel. This terrifying amount of kinetic force actively aligns the molecular structure of the steel, creating a heavy-profile sniper barrel capable of withstanding extreme internal ballistic pressure while consistently delivering sub-minute of angle accuracy at extreme distances. To protect this vital, hyper-accurate component from the harsh elements of the Russian winter, it is coated in a specialized matte black ceramic finish known as Cerakote, providing a deep, non-reflective, permanent armor against rust, corrosion, and chemical degradation. But the SVCh is fundamentally a weapon of aggressive dualities. While the upper half is cold, rigid, unyielding matte black steel, the lower half represents a massive leap into modern aerospace materials. The lower receiver, which houses the complex trigger group and forms the magazine well, and the ergonomic pistol grip, is injection molded under extreme heat and pressure from a highly durable, impact-resistant graphite gray polymer. This stark, striking visual contrast between the matte black steel and the graphite gray polymer does much more than just give the rifle a highly aggressive, modern aesthetic profile. It drastically reduces the overall weight of the weapon, altering its center of gravity to sit perfectly balanced exactly between the shooter's hands, eliminating operator fatigue during extended patrols. Inside this rugged polymer housing lies a highly refined, intricate, gold-tinted two-stage trigger mechanism, offering a crisp, predictable glass-like break that is absolutely essential for long-range precision. Marksmanship. Yet the true engineering genius of the Chukavin lies hidden within its internal engine. The rifle utilizes a highly advanced short-stroke gas piston system, a significant and deliberate departure from the massive, clunky, long-stroke system of the traditional AK and SVD family. When the rifle fires hot rapidly, expanding propellant gases are tapped from a tiny port in the barrel and forced upward into a matte black steel gas block. These high-pressure gases violently strike the short silver piston, driving it backward just a fraction of an inch, just enough to impart a massive burst of kinetic energy to the compact matte black bolt carrier. Because the heavy steel piston does not travel the full length of the receiver alongside the bolt, the overall reciprocating mass of the weapon is drastically reduced. This mathematical reduction in moving parts translates directly to dramatically less felt recoil, less violent mechanical vibration, and significantly less muzzle climb, allowing the sniper to keep their eye looking strictly through the scope, maintaining perfect sight picture, and staying completely on target for rapid, devastating follow-up shots. But theoretical engineering and factory floor perfection are totally meaningless without surviving the ultimate trial by fire. The Kalashnikov concern does not design weapons for pristine indoor laboratories, they design them for the apocalypse. The environmental testing protocol of the SVCh Chukavin is nothing short of intentional mechanical torture designed to break weaker weapons. In the heavily guarded environmental chambers of Izhevsk, the pristine dual-tone rifle is clamped firmly into automated hydraulic firing rigs and subjected to ambient temperatures plummeting rapidly to -50 degrees Celsius. Thick white frost and sharp, jagged ice crystals completely encase the matte black steel and graphite gray polymer, locking the entire weapon system in a frozen, unbreakable tomb. Yet when the remote trigger is pulled, the heavy steel bolt carrier effortlessly, violently shatters the ice, ejecting smoking, spent brass with unstoppable kinetic force. The rifle is then immediately moved to a glowing orange heat chamber baked relentlessly at 55 degrees Celsius and violently blasted with abrasive, fine desert sand driven by high-speed fans directly into its open ejection. Ard. It is fully submerged in deep glass tanks of freezing, murky, muddy water pulled out dripping wet and immediately fired, blasting a massive geyser of dirty water and mud from its multi-ported steel muzzle brake. Through freezing ice, baking, blinding sand, and suffocating thick mud, the SVCh Chukavin simply refuses to die, proving beyond any shadow of a doubt that the immortal, unstoppable soul of a Kalashnikov still beats fiercely within this highly modern surgical precision instrument. Leaving the heavily guarded gates of the factory, the true and final test of the SVCh Chukavin begins only when it is placed securely in the gloved hands of the elite Russian Spetsnaz operators, men deployed to the absolute most hostile and unforgiving environments on the face of the earth. Imagine a freezing, breathtaking dawn breaking over the jagged, majestic, snow-capped peaks of the Siberian taiga. A highly trained sniper, clad entirely in pure white winter camouflage, moves silently like a phantom through the deep, knee-high powder snow. The incredibly compact design of the SVCh shines brilliantly in this harsh environment. With the graphite gray polymer stock folded completely flat against the side of the matte black steel receiver, the overall length of the weapon is drastically reduced, preventing the barrel from snagging on thick pine branches or hindering the operator's rapid, agile movement through the dense forest. Reaching the tactical overwatch position overlooking a vast frozen valley, the sniper drops silently into the snow, deploying the heavy-duty matte black steel bipod with a sharp, definitive mechanical click that echoes softly in the Podacat, freezing air. With a rapid, practiced flick of the wrist, the folding stock is deployed, swinging outward and locking into the extended position with a heavy, solid metallic thud. A dark, oil-rubbed steel 10-round magazine heavily loaded with massive 7.62 2x54 mmR armor-piercing cartridges is forcefully shoved into the graphite gray magwell, locking in with a heavy latch. The sniper pulls the left side charging handle aggressively, racking the first heavy brass round into the cold chamber. Looking deeply through the glass of the high-magnification thermal optic, the freezing world is instantly reduced to stark, contrasting shades of white-hot heat and absolute black cold. A high-value target is identified 1,200 meters away, driving across the frozen, desolate valley. The sniper's heavily gloved finger slowly takes up the